If you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi, and welcome back to Courtside Financial, the podcast where we discuss business and technology. I tend to focus on the EV market in China, but today we've got a lot to unpack. We're going to be talking about what Tesla is doing with their robo-taxis, allegedly. We're going to be talking about an incredibly tight sales race in China, and obviously what this means for potentially the entire industry. So it's going to be a super interesting, super insightful video. If you're new to the channel, please make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the year is over. We're already almost at 8,000. I think that we can get there pretty soon. So thank you guys for your support. Keep on clicking the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Click the notification bell icon. All your engagement really does help us to get our research and content out to a broader audience who doesn't know that we exist yet, but I'm sure that they love it. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So let's kick things off with what I'm calling the return of the steering wheel. Sometimes in technology, what some people think about as old sometimes has to become new again. Tesla just made it a pretty interesting move, allegedly, with their Cybercab robo-taxi. They've added a steering wheel. It's a pretty dramatic shift from their initial reveal just 3 months ago. This thing had no steering wheel, no brakes, no pedals. Just vibes, as the kids say. Well, here's where things get interesting. Some eagle-eyed drone photographers spotted a cab at Tesla's factory in Texas, a Cybercab at Tesla's factory in Texas with a steering wheel. And of course, I keep saying allegedly because this could mean a few things. The speculation is that this might be Tesla's plan B. The full self-driving tech isn't quite ready yet. They might just rebrand this as their Model Q. A Tesla vehicle that's set to be priced at around under 30,000 US dollars. So let's break down why this is such a big deal. Tesla's head of investor relations, Travis Axelrod, he dropped some hints at the Deutsche Bank investor conference last quarter. He talked about an entry-level model coming in 2025 and that it wouldn't be called the Model 2, but rather the Model Q. So what's the price point? Under 30,000 US dollars after subsidies. For our international investors, that's under 210,000 RMB. You know what fascinates me about all this? It shows that how Tesla, even with all of its bravado, still has to bow like everyone else sometimes to make to the market realities. Look at the history here though, because it's pretty enlightening. Back in 2014, Google, before Waymo was even a thing, tried this with their Firefly car. Super cute little thing, no steering wheel, very sci-fi. The project was retired by 2017. Then we had Cruise's origin. Man, this is a story worth diving into. They went all in on a steering wheel-less design, a joint venture with GM and Honda, pure electric, the whole 9 yards. But after a serious accident in July 2024, production had to stop. Cruise's story is honestly a cautionary tale about moving too fast in this space. But here's what's really interesting about the industry pattern. Everyone seems to follow the same evolution. You start with safety drivers, then you maybe remove them, and only then do you think about removing the steering wheel. Even Waymo, probably the most advanced in this space, is taking it slow. They're testing their 6th generation car, the Zeekr RT, but they're being much more methodical about it. Now let's talk about what this means for the market though. Musk revealed last week during a gaming live stream that Tesla is advancing their robo-taxi business in 2 directions. On the driverless tech side, they're doing internal testing since the Cybercab hasn't really gotten approval yet. But on the commercial side, they've opened up robo-taxi ride hailing with safety officers in the Bay Area. All right, let's shift gears because the EV market in China is absolutely on fire right now. We're seeing an incredible neck-and-neck race between Li Auto and XPeng. Both companies hit 23,800 vehicles in the first week of 2025. Think about that. They literally tied. How coincidental is that? What's even more impressive about this is that XPeng is doing this with only pure electric vehicles, while Li Auto obviously has that range extended vehicles advantage to their side. Let's break down the numbers week by week because they're fascinating. In the third week alone, Li Auto moved 9,500 vehicles, while XPeng was right behind with 9,400. Just a 100 vehicle difference. But here's what really gets interesting. These two have created their own tier in the market with a gap of over 2,000 vehicles to the next competitor. Speaking of that next tier, we're seeing some really interesting movements with Leap Motor hitting 7,000 vehicles. Wenji Auto came in at 6,100 vehicles and Xiaomi Auto reached 5,600 vehicles. Now Xiaomi's performance is particularly interesting because they managed to overtake 1G in the second week. However, they fell back a little bit in the third. And folks, the race is about to get even more interesting. Xiaomi is about to launch their YU7 SUV in June or July. And 1G's got their M8 in the pipeline, so the competition in the second tier is really about to start heating up as well. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Traditional luxury brands are not just rolling over just yet. BMW, Benz, Audi, although sales are declining, they are still dominating the luxury segment as you'd expect. They didn't get there overnight. They're not going to go away overnight. In just 1 week, January 13th to the 19th, Mercedes-Benz moved 17,900 units. Audi did 16,000 and BMW did 15,700. That's nearly 50,000 vehicles combined. The brand power of these traditional automakers, especially during the holidays, is proving to be quite strong. Now let's talk about NIO. Everyone knows I'm a NIO bull, but I always try to stay objective. Recent sales performance, 2,800 units in the third week of January isn't exactly setting the world on fire. But here's where it gets interesting. They're playing a completely different game. Remember the TikTok situation I talked about in an episode not too long ago, maybe 1, 2, or 3 episodes behind? Well, it's evolved into something even more fascinating. NIO is using their battery swapping technology to capture an even bigger international audience. They've got Out of Spec Kyle, an American blogger with over 256,000 followers on YouTube, doing a Shanghai to Beijing road trip in a NIO. The engagement is insane. One video showing the battery swapping technology pulled in over 36,000 likes and 6,545 comments on Rednote. The reactions from the international audiences are gold. You've got people saying things like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to have this technology here." And also saying things like, "In the United States, we're literally living in the Stone Age." Here's why I think this approach is brilliant. While everyone's caught up in the price war, NIO is using their most differentiated service to their advantage. Battery swapping is creating a narrative that's resonating international. When American viewers see a battery swap happening in 3 minutes flat, that's not just a tech demo. That's a paradigm shift in how they think about electric vehicles. This strategy could have huge implications for NIO's international expansion plan. Li Bin himself mentioned that they're building battery swapping stations worldwide. They're not just selling cars, they're selling a vision of what the EV experience could be. Let's talk about what this means for the broader market, as we always do in every episode. We're seeing three distinct strategies play out. Tesla's pragmatic pivot with the Cybercab steering wheel edition, the aggressive sales push from Li Auto and XPeng, and then lastly, NIO's differentiation through technology and international brand building. Each approach has its own merits, but they all point to one thing. The EV market is maturing and diversifying. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you all. Drop a comment down below. Which strategy do you think will take the crown? The high volume sales approach, the technology differentiation play, or Tesla's hybrid strategy as it pertains to robotaxi? As we wrap up, I want you all to think about this. The EV market is showing us every single day that success isn't just about building cars. It's about adapting to market realities while still continuing to push boundaries in technology. Tesla's adding a steering wheel might seem like a step backwards, but it's really about pragmatism. NIO's social media play might seem useless to some, but it's really about positioning their brand better for international expansion. Anyways, that's it for this episode of the Courtside Financial Podcast. If you found it useful, helpful, insightful, at the very least entertaining, make sure that you hit the like button, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell icon, leave a comment down below, trying to get to that 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate your help, and we'll catch you in the next installment. This has been Obi with the Courtside Financial Podcast. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later on. Goodbye. Have a good day.